Alright then, welcome, and I'm going to show you now, this is the solution that I came up with for the broken pin problem on the V-Stand. Now, here it is packed down. I just brought it in from a gig, and if you take a look at this, you'll see that there are these Velcro bands, and the Velcro bands go all the way around. Now, these are basically industrial strap, Velcro strap. Now, the cool thing about the Velcro strapping is that it actually keeps the pipes from flipping around. Now if you have the case, then you don't have to worry about that, but if you don't actually have the bag for this, this will actually make this an easier to transport stand, because when it's packed up normally these pipes actually swing around. So now they won't, because you've got these bands here. Now how does this work? Let me see if I can do a zoom in here. Once again, I'm doing my own camera work, but okay, take a look at that. And here, I'm just going to as that goes out like that, and this goes out like this. Alright, take that down. Okay, let me zoom back out because we missed the operative action there. What I just did was basically, these guys come out like that and then it swings down. So now getting it down in this position, I'm just going to tighten this. And I'm going to tighten this. And now these guys come apart. It's the old classic V-Stand. Now let's take this one up here, and I'm going to zoom in closer just so you can see the solution in place. Alright, so this is the strap. Now it's basically a piece of Velcro strapping, and what I've done, if we loosen it completely, let me just back up a little bit more. This is my solution version 1. Because I had a gig and I really didn't have a lot of time to do any fancy engineering on parts, molding, or anything like that. But I'll just get this so that we don't bang the stand, that the tripod that the camera's on. Zooming in closer, coming up a little bit tighter like that, and zoom in a little bit closer again. Okay, it's like film school or something. Okay, so now you see what I've done. This strap has a hole popped in it, which then fits around this button here, and then on the other side it's the same situation. Let me just swivel this around so you can see on the other side. And you'll see that what this is in fact, it's a large Velcro cable tie. So you can get these at Home Depot, and they're basically large Velcro cable ties. And I just used the existing hole on one side, and then I punched another hole on the other, and then it just goes all the way around. And when you're, like I showed you, when you're shipping it, you can actually zip these all the way around, and they do a fine job protecting holding onto these pipes. But then when they come out, so then this can come over. So that's all very fine and good, but let's have a look here. Here's the magic part about this Velcro strapping. You can actually leave it on because it will stretch just enough to allow you to open up the stand and raise it. So at this point it's not playing ball. I don't want to break it. So here, I'll unbutton it on one side, and now I can take it out all the way. Now look, you might notice that it's not coming off, and it's not coming off because, and this would be the thing about, see how that worked? It basically replicated the behavior of the original spring mechanism. And the reason it does, it's not coming off, because the thing that would be bad about this is when the spring mechanism breaks, this guy is hanging loose, and you'll lose him. And if you lose this piece, it's game over. You're going to have to give away your stand or sell it for parts. But you'll see what I've done here. See, this is the part that actually breaks out. We covered that in the last one. And what I've done is I put a little piece of Velcro on the end. So here it is back in place. And because this guy, this Velcro strap, has a mating piece of Velcro behind it, carefully positioned, that can actually just stay on there now. And see that? It basically acts as the spring mechanism now. So at this point, my stand has been restored to safety, And at the same time, when you've actually got it up to the height you want, you can actually take this strap and wrap it around like this. See that? And there's also an added bonus if you're running cables down here. Open this up, run the cables down, and now you've got a built-in cable strap to get the cables strapped down on the side of the strut. So, as you can see, all in all, this is a pretty good solution. And that's only version number 1. I have a few more really cool ideas I want to try involving pieces of bungee rubber instead, and then we'll stick with the strap as an external thing. And then of course there's the full bore solution that actually involves having, reinstating the spring mechanism but with a replacement piece of metal. And that's kind of a long-term thing because, as I said in my post, Ultimate Support don't have replacement parts for this stand. And if you call them for warranty, they're very, very nice about it. They will replace the entire stand with a brand new Apex column. Not the weird looking Apex 90, but the relatively nice sleek looking black Apex. Or they'll replace it with IQ, which is your standard X-frame stand. Hang on a second, I've got one right here, so if I can lift this up and show it to you. It's one of these guys, right? The Ultimate Support X-frame type stand. So anyway, I'm not gonna, that's a subject for another video because I modified that one to do some pretty neat things, and it has wheels. But that's another post. So there you have it. Solution number 1 for how to get your Apex column, or not your Apex column, but how to get your V-stand working again. So here, there we go. Let's take this other guy over here. Flip this up like that. Pull this up like this, and it doesn't really want to go. So I'll loosen it by just taking this one piece off. Still a bit tight. I can take it off all the way, and now it's actually freestanding loose. Bring it up to the number I want. Bring it down. Re-Velcro and re-hook, and then strap it. Good as new. Well, not good as new, but at least it's a cool looking alternative, and it's going to work with the additional benefit of giving you a cable tie. So that's that. USS repair number 1.